Look a bit more human now, I suppose. Daytime, I've had a shower and I'm awake properly. And see, if you ever wanted any more proof that the police are not there for you, they're not peace officers. They don't work for a peace service. You see, it used to be called the peace service or police service, and they were peace officers. Now it's the police force, and they're police officers. They're policing everything. Policy. They're policing policy. What happened to peace? Now it's police. They say it stands as an acronym for this and that and all these other things. No, it's not. Police are policy enforcers. They're enforcing policy, not law. Although we know more about the law than you. Actually, no, you don't. You haven't got a clue. We enact the law in courts, but anyway, let's put that aside. I don't feel that they deserve any respect the way they get around. Scruffier looking than me, half of them. Scruffy beards on them, moppy hair, uniforms not done properly, never wearing their hats unless they're in court. Isn't that funny? They only wear their hats in court. They're meant to stand under their royal seal, which is on their hat at all times when they're conducting police business. Police business. They get around the way they talk. Heaven forbid if you got a cold and you spit in the gutter because you need to, they'll kick you out of town for a few hours. They did that to a bloke downtown. But they get around dropping F-bombs in front of kids and old ladies. Even the female coppers. They're foul-mouthed. They're disgusting. They're a gang. They're not there for your benefit. They're there for you, but not for your benefit. To your detriment, your control. Most people my age don't seem to have what it takes to stand up to them. I'm 5'3" with crippled knees. I don't stand up to them to be a goose. I stand up to them because I've watched them over the years go from decent people to absolute arseholes. I owe my life to a cop. I jumped in the pool and nearly drowned. He jumped in his clothes and saved me when I was a little kid. I mean, that was in Georgetown. We also ran a cop out of town once because he was not doing the right thing by the community. He was just busting everyone left, right and centre for anything he could, right or wrong. So one Thursday we all waited for him to go into Devonport to take all of his paperwork into Devonport, and we all followed him out of town. We chased him out of town. He wasn't welcome in our town anymore by all the people of Port Sorell. Jimmy Baldwin, his name was. Not welcome. Sorry. You're not doing what we want you to do. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're just ripping us all and making revenue out of us and taking everyone's licence for stuff all. Ruining your community's economy. People are losing their jobs over him. But nothing burgers. That's not what you're supposed to be there for. We need the police. No, we don't. We need peace officers. We need some kind of service, but not what we have. What we have it's a total disgrace. Absolute disgrace. And female coppers are getting around talking to you, dropping F-bombs left and right. So I, really? That's disgusting. You're a foul-mouthed bitch. Just foul-mouthed. They don't care who they talk to like it. The low IQ on most of them. And the problem we have now is all we have is yes men. Yes men and yes women. They took the COVID shot to keep their job because they got a mortgage to pay. How about the people that you're screwing over? Do you think we don't have rents, mortgages, families to support? You think we're here for your convenience or something? This is self-entitled. You think we're self-entitled? No, we're not. We just want our lives back. That's all we want. We want to be able to live our lives properly again. The way we're meant to live. What we have isn't living. It's existing in fear. You know, all my life, I've been picked on pretty hard here and there, only because I'm a little fella. I went and done a lot of martial arts training and became quite dangerous for a while, if I wanted to be. I'm not a dangerous person. I don't like violence. I despise it. I hate violence. I don't hate many things. Violence is one thing I hate. I don't like to fight. I don't like being put in a position to have to defend myself. I really don't. If I can talk my way out of it or run away from it, I will. But when it comes to your door, what choice do you have? And when it comes to your door wearing a badge, well, that's a pretty awkward situation to be in, isn't it? When you really actually haven't done anything wrong, you haven't hurt anybody, you haven't stolen anything. If anything, all you've done is help people in your community, but somehow you're a criminal. You mow people's lawns for them. You help the old fogies on and off the bus when you're on it, where they need it. You help the girls on and off the bus with their prams. Why? Because no special reason. That's the way we're supposed to be. It's the way we used to be. Just like how they made a big deal out of me raising all these donations for the firefighters back in 2016. Why did you just want to make a big deal out of it? It was all over the radio and in the newspapers, and get a grip. That's just the way we used to be once. The difference between you and me is I never let go of those morals. Just did. All you people that think that that's something big and crazy, sorry, it's not. That just used to be the norm. There's a bloke out Port Sorell back in the day called Jeff Smith. He had an earth moving business and used to help a lot of people out when they was building houses, and he'd rock up and, you know, spend a bit of time on your property with an excavator or something, or let you borrow a bit of his machinery if you was a good bloke to him and helped him out. His house burnt down, brand new house. Before he managed to get all the insurance stuff sorted out. We held fundraisers and passed the hat round and built him a new house. In return, there was a little bit of materials and stuff left over. He built a shed with a TV and stuff in it and put on a spit roast for Bathurst every year. For everyone that pitched in and helped. Like, it was just the norm. If we don't get back to helping one another the way we're supposed to, and standing up to these, I'm going to call them demonic forces, because I can't see them as anything else. They're demonising everybody. Then there must be demonic forces. You're demonised for this and you're demonised for that. Oh, you've had trouble in your life and no one to support you, and you're not sure how to deal with some of the trauma you've been through. So you've got an addiction. That must mean you're a criminal. That's a pretty piss poor mentality, isn't it? That's piss poor. Tasmania is like, it's so secluded from the rest of the world. It's like the mainland isn't even interested in coming over here to solve our corruption issues. We got corruption left and right. Left and right. members of council that think that try to play some stupid game that the United Nations doesn't exist. It's some crazy religion, and the Constitution is a Bible. Come on. Come on, how dumb do you think we are? I'm not even kidding. I had that thrown at me because I wanted Teeny Brumby, our mayor, to swear a lawful oath of office on King James Bible and a lawful constitution. But instead she'd rather make an affirmation promise to the state that backdoored council in as local government. After 2 referendums that we had, called the Local Government Act, back in 1980s and early 90s, but we said no. No, we said. We're using a fraudulent constitution because after voting no twice, the federal parliament couldn't do it, so they backdoored it through the states. They're doing the same thing now with The Voice, just in bits and pieces. The Voice is not to help any of us. It's to sign over land to the United Nations, to the UN. It's to sign over our sovereignty and our land and our rights and to our land to the UN. Think about the UN, United Nations. It's not there to unite in peace, love and harmony. It's to make us all come under one government. It used to be called the League of Nations. Prior to that, it was called the Club of Rome. Well, actually, the Club of Rome still exists, and it runs the United Nations. That's off track. A little bit, but not really. Because they send their orders down, compartmentalised. This council gets this council gets that, so that no 2 councils are doing the same thing at the same time, and then the people don't wake up to it. But we're all going to have the same thing, just randomly staggered out. Burnie isn't an experimental 15-minute city. Penguin was. Smithton. Wynyard. The only thing they got left to put up now is the cameras. And to make us use a digital ID that you've all already signed up to during COVID. You've all signed up to, not me. There's my phone. It doesn't even hook up to the internet. Doesn't do MMS, voicemail, none of it. Can't send pictures with it. Don't want to. I don't need to. It's a phone. I have a computer for that. I'll buy the most basic computers that I can get my head around within a couple of months, and I hang on to them as long as I can. I don't like updating technology because I don't like technology much. This is about the extent of my technological prowess, what I'm doing now. You've all been walked off a cliff. Most of you have been walked off a cliff and you don't even want to, but you're still walking. Why? You know what's coming. You're walking off the cliff into a barrel full of sharks that you can't get out of. All you got to do is try and swim with the sharks. Is this the world you want for your children, your grandchildren? Is it? It's not the one I want for mine. It disgusts me what's outside. It's disgusting. It's a disgrace. It's evil. Horrible even. My first taste of this is when I went from a Catholic convent primary school. Yeah, I know it's Roman Catholic, and they use Christ's name as Jesus, which is a Roman name, not a Hebrew name. Put that aside. I had the Sisters of Mercy that were my teachers. Sister Pina I owe so much to. She taught me English, and so did Mr. Eade at Reese High School. Now, I went from there to Reese High School in the 80s, the toughest school in the state at the time. Even Queenstown was scared to play football against them. Queenstown, with the gravel oval, was scared to play football against Reese High because Reese were just, they were animals. They were beasts. They go out there and break your limbs. They were horrible people. I went there and I couldn't understand the people. I could not get through my head how kids could be raised so horrible. To pick on deaf kids, to pick on kids with Down syndrome, to pick on a girl in a wheelchair, permanently in an electric wheelchair. I despised it. I hated it. Except for Mr. Eade. As much as Mr. Eade probably never knew it. Bless his soul and rest in peace. He was one of the teachers that was still there from when my dad was there, so he's old school. He commended me for finally standing up for myself one day. He said, about time you stood up for yourself, and he didn't give me the cane, but he gave the other kid the cane, and the other kid was the one with the fat lip and the blood nose. But he gave me an interest. Between him and Sister Fina, they gave me a keen interest in English literature. I've never really stopped studying. I'm not that bright. But I've read enough, seen enough, and know enough to know. There's nothing new under the sun. It's all been done before. I was watching something the other day, and the bloke had his dad used to say to him, who was a war veteran who fought in Okinawa in World War II. Don't put too much faith in the world that crucified the world's only perfect man. We're back there again. They're crucifying good people. If only he's really understood the Bible, not the Bible that it's had fingerprints all over it ever since the Roman Catholic Church got its hands on it. I'm talking about Torah. I'm talking about the old school. I'm talking about just the ethics and morals that can be learned even from today's Bibles. The old school ethics and morals, how we should act, how we should treat one another. Our obligations as human beings. What you do in your own time, in your own home, with your own self, is your own business. So long as you hurt no other man, you have no negative effect on anyone. If you have a negative effect on yourself, well, it's your own silly fault, isn't it? My own silly fault. But you should keep your morals. You should keep your ethics. I haven't done videos and stuff for quite a while. I had an account deleted on me. Recently I've just been through a couple of things that's just encouraged me to do it, start doing it again. So, I've got a lot to get off my chest, but I have to do it in a coherent way. I'm not ranting and raving like I used to. There's no point. It only boils your own blood for no good reason. It has to be said in the right way. Everything has to be done in the right way. So you can connect with these people. Make them have a look in the mirror. Some of them might not like what they see when they finally look properly and notice the blank stare in their eyes. Or when you say certain words to them, their face distorts, like as if they're demonically possessed or something. I don't know what it is. The other day, all I said is that we had protections under the Constitution of this guy, and he just went into batshit crazy mode on me. As soon as I said that, he just went nuts. I'm like, what's your problem? You can't go laying your hands on people willy-nilly just because you're a cop. And we said no to something. I said no for a good reason. You don't just respect somebody because they've got a badge. You respect somebody because they deserve respecting. Some of yous don't. Some of yous are a disgrace to the service. But I guess it's hard to find good police officers, isn't it now, after the COVID thing? Will you take this shot? Yes. Oh, well, there's a yes man. Anyway. What's the time? It's nearly time for me to go downtown, so. Just think on these things. Stop being jellybacks. Realise you have a responsibility. If you've got kids, you have a responsibility to them to give them a decent world to live in. That's on you. It's not on them. Don't make them fix your mess. Because that's a pretty weak position. Make your kids proud of the legacy that you leave behind.